Okay, so we're going to spend just 1 or 2 minutes here. We're going to talk about the objection. I already have an advisor, what it is that you would say to that, how to overcome it. The key to understanding these objections is you have to have something so crisp put together that you've practiced, drilled, rehearsed. You're going to hear me talk to you a lot about that. But I already have an advisor is a very common objection you're going to get. It's not the real objection. Okay, it's just if people give that to you, it's because they don't see the value in sitting down with you. You've done a poor job of communicating that. So you have to understand that. So some things that you might consider saying is first of all, you always want to agree with the potential prospect. So I already have an advisor. That's okay. I figured you'd be somebody that already had an advisor. Most of my clients were working with another advisor before they saw how much different our planning process is. Okay, so very just simple. Okay, you always want to agree and then go through and let them know that they are just like everybody else. You hear that all the time. Okay, then you want to ask a question. Have you ever had a complete plan put together that outlines everything that it takes to reach retirement the way that you want to? And you can kind of insert different questions here. Has your advisor talked to you about how to protect yourself from stock market crashes? Has your advisor talked to you about the importance of having real estate as a part of your IRA or 401k? Those types of things you can kind of ask questions on. So I say, good for you. I figured you'd be someone that had a financial advisor. Have you been working with him or her for a while? So these again be another alternative way that you can kind of answer this objection and kind of start to defray it a little bit. So whatever the answer is, it doesn't really matter. Sounds like you have a great advisor that keeps you on top of things. You guys probably get together once or twice a year to do reviews. Now, the reason that I say that is most of the time they don't get together and do reviews. And you may even, instead of just making an assumptive, you guys probably get together, you may even ask them. It said, does your advisor meet with you at least annually to review your plan to make sure that you're on track, and as things change, make sure that you're adapting or changing to whatever it is that's occurred? So you can kind of approach it a lot of different ways. Okay, so here's some potential questions. Has there been anything that you would have changed about working with your financial advisor? They may say, nope, nothing, completely happy, or whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. Has he or she talked to you about how to protect your money from the next stock market crash? I would even maybe put in there, has he or she talked to you about your exit strategy during stock market crashes? So those are what we call wedge questions, things that will prompt them to think, well, no, I don't even know what a exit strategy is, or anyway. So just some questions that will kind of spark some thought and will continue to keep the conversation going. Again, remember, it's about uncovering the real objection. Okay, they've got to see enough value in getting together with you. And by the way, you have to be more sure on why they should get together with you than why they think they shouldn't get together with you. Okay, another question: have you ever considered getting a second opinion? Very simple question. Sometimes I'll dive in, use the analogy. Uh, if a doctor told you need major surgery, you probably would go get a second opinion to make sure that that's what you needed before you allowed them to do that. So sometimes I'll ask this: have you ever considered getting a second opinion? And they'll say, we have. We've been thinking about it, or we haven't been completely happy, or whatever it is. It kind of can start to open up the conversation. And then here's just a really direct, are you 100% certain that there isn't anything that could be done better with your financial plan? So if there are any doubts at all, this will surface those and allow you to ask additional questions from that point forward. So here's kind of a lot of different directions. Again, the key is you want to agree with the client and then let them know that, most of the time what I'll say, that's okay. I figured you'd be somebody that had a financial advisor. Most of my clients, before they became my clients, were actually working with other advisors until they realized how much different our planning process is. Okay, and then you want to roll back into, again, a question. And then, again, have you ever had anybody put a complete plan together for you that outlines in detail everything it's going to take for you guys to retire the way that you want? Okay, or, anyway, so they're kind of beating a dead horse at this point, but be prepared for this. This will be an objection that you get often. You'll hear it all the time. And by the way, you'll have the tendency to shut down and say, well, okay, they've already got somebody. There must not be anything I can do. Okay. And if you buy into that, then you've just been sold, right? Somebody's always doing the selling. Somebody's always being sold. So don't buy the objection. So here is one that I hope will help you. You'll hear it a lot. We'll see you.